Not only with pickup trucks and SUVs will Rivian hope to make a big splash, but also when it comes to commercial delivery vans. Remember, Amazon invested $700 million into Rivian. Rivian is going to be building electric commercial vans, delivery vans for Amazon. Those will start being delivered to Amazon late next year. And when it does happen, then Rivian will be looking at a market where they're delivering commercial vehicles, as well as electric pickup trucks, as well as an electric SUV.
Hey, I'm Steven and this is Solving the Money Problem. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So Rivian this week opened up configurations for their R1T and R1S vehicles, both due for initial deliveries in early 2022. After operating in stealth mode for a number of years, Rivian announced to the world their plans, what they are up to, and their idea of going after the lifestyle adventure market, beginning with a pickup truck and then an SUV. Soon after, Tesla unveiled the Cybertruck and broke the internet. Then, Amazon announces an enormous investment in Rivian and a huge order for electric delivery vans. Rivian's delivery vans appear to have taken priority over their lifestyle vehicles, with the van expected to begin initial deliveries late 2021. This week, Rivian founder and CEO RJ Scaringe has been doing the rounds on the media, so let's see what he had to say. But first, hey guys, if you live in the US and you'd like to help out the channel and get up to 4 free stocks, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account, you'll get 2 free stocks between $2.50 and $250 each just for opening an account. And if you deposit $100, you'll get a further 2 free stocks valued between $8 and $1,600 each. That is an obnoxiously good return on your investment. I mean, really, deposit $100 and you'll end up with, at minimum, $21 worth of stocks, a 21% ROI on your money. And if you're in Australia, the UK, or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake also using the link in the description. Let's get back to it.
Private automaker Rivian going big on green as competition in the race to electric vehicles heats up. Let's get to Phil LeBeau, who's got the details, and a rare interview with the CEO. Phil.
Hi, Melissa. You know, we have talked a lot about electric pickup trucks. It's going to be a huge year and a half, 2 years when it comes to electric pickup trucks hitting the market. Why are we talking about Rivian today? Today they opened up their configurator for orders of their new R1T electric pickup truck. Now, this pickup truck is going to be coming out next year. The R1T is the pickup truck. The R1S is the electric SUV. By the way, the R1T, it starts at $75,000. They are excited about it, but it's entering a crowded market. When you look at the electric pickup market, it basically breaks down like this. In the mass market, you're going to have Ford and GM in there. Those who are going to be focused on the work fleets includes Lordstown Motors, which we have talked about extensively. And then Rivian, along with the Tesla Cybertruck, falls into that third category, the lifestyle pickup truck buyer.
I just have to jump in here because I'm seeing a lot of people making this same mistake by projecting assumptions onto the Cybertruck and its target market and potential audience, rather than actually going from first principles and working the way up, looking at the specs, the features and the functionality, the utility of the vehicle, what can it do, how much does it cost to operate and maintain, and looking at all these factors. When we do this, we will discover that the Cybertruck isn't a lifestyle vehicle exclusively. In fact, sure, there will be some people that like the fact that it's a Tesla or that it looks unique. That's totally fine. But when you look at the numbers, Cybertruck is an incredibly effective work vehicle for the vast majority of people who are using pickup trucks. Now, sure, there'll be a few exceptions if you need a really long bed or a flat bed with side access, something like that. I totally get it. For the vast majority of work cases, however, the Cybertruck is f***ing amazing. Onboard power, onboard air compressor, huge amounts of storage, secure bed. I could keep going on and on and on. And don't get me started about fleet vehicles again. Extremely low cost of ownership and maintenance. The thing doesn't even have paint. Accidentally ding into something, no big deal, just buff it out, not a problem. I think a lot of people are making an enormous mistake, failing to realize that the Cybertruck is going after the mass market, the fleets, and the lifestyle buyers, the entire market. This puts Rivian in a relatively awkward situation, given that the price of their pickup truck is much higher than a Cybertruck, and the performance, the specs, the features, the functionality is lower and inferior. The only buyers who are likely to be interested in the pickup truck from Rivian are those who just cannot stand the appearance, the aesthetics of the Cybertruck. And I think over time, once the Cybertruck is released and more people get used to seeing these on roads, I think that people are going to get over that hurdle of initially thinking, what in the actual fuck is that thing? And starting to think, you know what, it's kind of badass. I mean, just imagine if you'd pulled a car from 2020 and shown it to somebody in 1900. What do you think they would have thought about the appearance, the designers, the aesthetics? It wouldn't have computed. They just couldn't comprehend. We've seen this same quantum leap forward, I think, with design in the Cybertruck. I think the mass market's going to take a little bit of time to adjust, but boy oh boy, can you imagine if people get used to the appearance of the Cybertruck and are willing to acknowledge its superior specs and better value? Game over for everyone trying to compete with the electric pickup trucks. All I can say is it's a damn good thing that Amazon wanted those vans, and in my opinion, I think the Rivian van will be outselling their other vehicles by multiples. 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times. Time will tell, and I wish them all the best, but we have to be honest now. The Cybertruck looks poised to absolutely dominate the EV pickup truck market. It is going to be incredibly difficult for anyone to compete. As I mentioned in my Cybertruck is Engineering Genius video, that thing is designed to be able to be manufactured extremely fast and extremely cheap and be extremely durable and extremely functional. You cannot compete with Cybertruck on cost or utility unless you copy the exoskeleton design and then have everyone pointing and laughing.
RJ Scaringe, the founder and CEO of Rivian, thinks it's a huge market.
For us, we spent a lot of time really looking at the space and understanding it, and our focus on adventure and active lifestyle is where we see, really the core early adopters of making the switch from gasoline to electric, both in the truck and the SUV space.
Not only with pickup trucks and SUVs will Rivian hope to make a big splash, but also when it comes to commercial delivery vans. Remember, Amazon invested $700 million into Rivian. Rivian is going to be building electric commercial vans, delivery vans for Amazon. Those will start being delivered to Amazon late next year. And when it does happen, then Rivian will be looking at a market where they're delivering commercial vehicles, as well as electric pickup trucks, as well as an electric SUV. So watch Rivian. I know a lot of people are saying, boy, there's a lot of publicly traded companies. They've come to market with SPACs, Melissa. Rivian, though it's not public yet, is a company you really want to be watching.
Yep.
And I have to say, of all the EV startups, I think Rivian does have the best chance of success. I mean, that Amazon investment, Ford investment, plenty of dollars coming in, and haven't needed to do a SPAC and take advantage of moronic retail investors chasing after the Tesla gains they feel like they've missed out on. Yes, I did just say that, and I do mean it.
Phil, thank you. Phil LeBeau, let's look at the EV makers in today's session. They were higher across the board, including Tesla, which hit a fresh all-time high here. Let's trade it. Grasso, Phil makes a good point. You want to watch Rivian. It's got deep pockets as backers. Could it pose a threat, you think, to a Tesla?
Sure, it could. I like the fact that, as Phil said, you do have the Amazon investment, you have the Ford investment, you have a lot of investors. But it's amazing to me that we're not seeing the prices become more competitive. I would like to see these prices come down. So I don't know if you're going to buy this car or truck over a Tesla Cybertruck. I think that's the billion-dollar question.
This really is the multi-billion-dollar question. With Cybertruck starting under $40,000 and maxing out under $70,000 US, and Rivian's entry-level R1T model starting at $75,000, exactly who is going to be buying these things? It's a good thing they've got that Bezos money.
So how many vehicles do you want to deliver next year, 2021?
We're supply constrained for a very long time. Currently, with the orders we have, people will be in queue far longer than we'd like. So we had originally planned on a ramp up that had, excess demand, massive supply constraints through 2023. We're now in the process of working to accelerate launch and accelerate ramp up, so that we can get customers their vehicles more quickly. But in terms of exact numbers, we haven't announced numbers for production or for pre-orders.
You've set out the specs and pricing for your launch generation of vehicles, but you've also teased ahead to a base model that's going to come later with a more modest 250 miles of range. What is that base model? Why start with a more expensive, higher spec offering and then later bring a base model to market? What
we have is different customers say, well, why don't you launch this one, the base version? Others say, why don't you launch the biggest pack first? And the challenge is in launching a production system is managing complexity. So what we ended up deciding to do was to make our launch edition what we call our large pack, our 300-mile plus pack. And we felt that covered the broadest set of customers. And then following that, we launched our larger pack. And then following that, we launched the smaller pack. And essentially between the three of those, we really fully cover the full demand curve. So folks that are looking for something in the 250 plus range and wanting to spend less money, and then also those that want the 400 plus miles. And that will take some time to build out that full portfolio. Again, just dealing with and managing the complexity of launching multiple variants within the plan.
So I think by this point, consumers, people out there are pretty familiar with what the R1T and the R1S looks like. But how can I buy one of these? Talk to me about what Rivian's plan is for sales, for retail, and also for servicing, keeping these vehicles on the roads and running.
Yeah, we've mostly talked about the product, as you said. We haven't really talked about all the things that have to sit, behind the product to support it. Everything from delivery to retail to financing, insurance, and then very importantly, service. So as we speak, we're building out a very large service network. We'll have 41 service centers, service locations in 2021. Along with that, a vast majority of our service will actually be done with mobile service, meaning we'll come to your house, we'll come to your place of work, and we can fix the vehicle there. And that's we estimate that's over 80% of service activity. So there's a large fleet of mobile service vans being built as well. And along with that, we're building out our charging infrastructure and what we call our Rivian Adventure Network. And essentially, the goal of that is to make it seamless, to make it easy to go anywhere, whether that is going out to the mountains for the weekend or driving from Northern California to Southern California. We want to make those types of trips really sort of thoughtless. You don't have to worry about how you're going to charge it, where you're going to charge it. And for that reason, we took the decision to vertically build a charging solution and then a network in-house.
I'm a big fan of this vertical integration model. In fact, I hazard a guess that the vast majority of EV startups who don't from the outset intend on building their own service centers, their own charging infrastructure, or even offering their own insurance products, they won't be viable businesses. Just look at what Tesla's doing and copy, otherwise you can't compete. How can you? If they're vertically integrating more and more and more, that means that they can do things more efficiently, more cheaply, lower prices, better service, better experience for customers. If you're not doing that and you're hoping to compete with Tesla, GG.
So how does that work in practice? Talk to me about how I would charge my vehicle on the go under the system that you guys are looking at.
Well, first, we're using a charging standard that's common with essentially all vehicles. It's called the CCS standard. So this allows the vehicles to use other third-party networks, and there's a number of them. But our feeling is that the value of creating our own CCS network is that we can really ensure the customer experience, payments platform, availability, charging speed, the ability to reserve charging slots or know the vehicle knows it needs to be charged in those locations, makes it really seamless. So if you're driving from the Bay Area to Tahoe, along the way you'd stop, you'd pull in, you pull the charger out, you plug it in the car, and the rest takes care of itself. You're not worried about payments, you're not worried about connecting with the charger, it's just very simple, it plugs right in.
I'm really excited to see Rivian begin delivering their first products to customers, and I wish them all the best. However, I have a funny feeling that it's not going to be too long before Amazon acquires Rivian. Rivian's lifestyle adventure vehicles become a tiny speck of their company, and they effectively become Amazon's utility, commercial and delivery van vehicle provider. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. In fact, the colossal order from Amazon for delivery vans from Rivian may be the thing that forcibly pivots the company in a direction that ensures they'll remain viable. After all, Tesla's Cybertruck truly is engineering genius. It hasn't just been designed to look a certain way. It has been intentionally designed to be extremely fast, cheap, and efficient to manufacture. Nobody is going to be able to compete with Cybertruck on cost and features without taking enormous losses on its sale. What else can I say? I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. And don't forget, if you live in the US and you'd like to help out the channel and get up to 4 free stocks, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account, you'll get 2 free stocks between $2.50 and $250 each just for opening an account. And if you deposit $100, you'll get a further 2 free stocks valued between $8 and $1,600 each. And if you're in Australia, the UK or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake also using the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I read all your comments. PS, if you're still watching, you're awesome. If you'd like early access, exclusive videos, regular Q&As, our private Discord server and more, consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem so I can keep creating content for you guys. There's a link in the description. You can now also become a member of the channel for some exclusive perks. To learn more, click the join button next to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Either way, the best form of support is you being here and watching, so thanks again.